The AEONrv is designed for people that want to enjoy the outdoors. It's an all-season RV, so you can camp both winter and summer, hot or cold. It's really designed so you don't have to worry about things like, water condensation buildup. It's also designed to go off-road and off-grid, so you don't have to camp at a campground. It's really for the adventurer. We have large storage for skis, bikes, hiking, climbing gear, whatever you want to do in the great outdoors. We decided to go with the Ford Transit chassis for a number of reasons. One is we like the all-wheel drive system. We do make a number of modifications to the chassis to make it more off-road capability, including a Van Compass lift kit and new BF Goodrich KO2 tires. We like the fact that it's a gas engine, and we really like the power and torque of the 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine. In addition, it's easy to get a Ford serviced, and they drive great. The AEONrv is designed to go off-road. Of course, it's not a rock crawler, but we take it up some pretty gnarly trails. Like I said, we put a lift kit on it. We also put a 1/4-inch steel skid plate over the lowest point in the RV, which is the differential. So it is designed to go off-road, hiking trails, mountain biking trails, things like that. There's a number of things we do on the security front. First, we install an advanced security system from Ford that also gives you a remote start. Secondly, it's designed with much stronger doors than a typical RV, double latch doors that are much thicker, insulated doors as well. In addition, we put actually a sliding insulated locking door between the cab and the cabin. So if someone were to break into the cab, it would make it a little more difficult for them to get into the RV. One of the things that we really wanted in the AEONrv was a place where you could take expensive toys, things like mountain bikes, road bikes, and not have to worry about them being out in the elements and also being subject to possible theft. So we designed a gear garage where you could take 2 mountain bikes and a road bike, multiple skis, inflatable kayaks, really any kind of toy that you want to have, and have it inside. It's not only inside, it's inside the thermal envelope of the vehicle, so it's really at the same temperature as the rest of the vehicle. One of the things we really wanted, as I mentioned earlier, was a vehicle that could go off-grid for up to a week. And so to be able to do that and not be around hookups, we wanted to have large water storage. So we have 59 gallons of fresh water tanks, plus you can take an additional 8 gallons of fresh water in the hot water tank. So you can leave with 67 gallons of fresh water. And that's a lot for an RV that's only 22 feet long. In addition, we have a water filtration system built in that's after the water tanks, and it's such that that allows you to actually, if you want, we have a system where you could take water from an unreliable water source, say out of a stream or a lake, put it into the tanks, shock it with chlorine, and then filter it when you're using it. And that can actually allow you to really take water from anywhere. So we believe we have one of the most unique and capable freshwater systems in an RV of our size. One of the things we were struggling with when we initially designed the AEONrv is we wanted to keep it at 22 feet, but we also had the requirement to have a full bathroom. That is a shower and a toilet and a separate sink. So to really fit it in, we came up with the idea of putting it into the entryway. The entryway, is really a dead space a lot of times, and the bathroom you're not using all the time. So the fact that we have our bathroom in the entryway serves a couple purposes. One, you get the shower and the toilet and the sink that we wanted separately. Secondly, that shower area, because there's a shower pan there, acts as actually a mud room. So when you bring in dirty gear, you can leave it in there, or you can wash off in there and have anything dirty just go straight down into the gray tank. And finally, the shower head's on a movable wand, so it's designed you can actually take that outside and wash off your feet or wash off a dog or a kid or even mountain bikes before you bring that gear into the AEONrv. The drying room was another really requirement. We like to hike and ski in wet conditions, and you don't want to bring all that wet gear inside and then just have it create condensation. So we designed the shower for the third purpose of a drying room. So we have ducted air actually going into the shower. You can close the shower door. There's a curtain rod that we put that hangs across, and you can hang your wet gear in there, have the hot air come up from the bottom, dry your gear off, and then using the max fan, you put that on to suck out, and it will just take any of that moist air straight out. So it's really a great for drying off your wet gear after a long day of skiing or maybe hiking out in the rain. It's really easy to shower. First of all, we have a sliding self-cleaning shower door, which also gives you privacy when you're using the bathroom if someone else is in the vehicle. So you just close the shower door, and then we have a curtain that drops down and goes across the toilet and sink area and across the door. So we call it a semi-dry bath. It actually will keep most of the water from splashing, so you don't have to worry about wiping it down. And there's a full shower, hot water, cold water, and we even have an extra on-off switch on the shower head itself, so you can set the temperature, shower, get wet, soap off, and then turn the shower back on so you can minimize the water usage. We selected a strong aluminum manual stair because one of the things we don't like is when you step into an RV with a automated stair that isn't supported, that the RV moves. So our stairs are very easy to deploy. You simply pull these rubber straps off, lift it up, and then pull it out. And it also has adjustable legs here. It gives you a very strong base for entering the vehicle. And there's also actually little strips here so you can see the stairs at night when you're coming out. Works very well. Easy to put in and very easy to put out. One of the optional features we offer is this outdoor table. We find this very useful for a number of different things. One is obviously cooking. You can take our cooktop off. It's plugged into the 20 amp service right under the window and put it down right here. Also, this table can be used for drinks or snacks or whatever you'd like. And it's got little locks here. Simply open these locks here. And it's made out of powder coated aluminum, so it's very strong. So very useful table here. And then when you're done, just put it away. The AEONrv does not have a typical black water system. We actually use a cassette toilet or an optional what's called urine separating toilet. But we do have a gray tank, and the gray tank is really the only water that's outside. But it's freeze protected in a couple different ways. First of all, it's insulated, and secondly, it's heated in two ways. It's heated by engine coolant lines that are running across it and passively heat it while you're driving. And then secondly, it's heated with an electrical heating pad that you can turn on if it's really going to be cold. And so the AEONrv is designed to go in all conditions, and this tank here is a really key element, not being able to freeze in cold conditions. And then when you're ready to dump it, you can dump it with this manual valve, and there's also an automated actuated ball valve here too, where you can dump the gray tank anywhere you want from a switch inside. The AEONrv uniquely uses a marine style hot water heater. What this means is there's an 8-gallon hot water tank. It is a stainless steel tank inside of a insulated tank that we put inside an insulated box. We actually heat that using the engine coolant line, so you always have hot water. In an hour of driving or so, that will heat that 8 gallons up to about 195 degrees Fahrenheit. And with the mixing valve, you'll have somewhere around 13 to 14 gallons of usable hot water. So when we get after driving to a place we want to camp, we're always going to have hot water here, both for showering and the sink. Now, and that will stay hot for up to 3 days because it's inside this insulated box down here. Now, there's also an electrical backup here. If you want to heat the hot water tank using electricity, you can do that by turning on this switch. So you always have hot water, makes it very comfortable. When you're ready to cook, we provide an induction cooktop. We don't actually mount it into the top here because we like the ability to take it outside and cook outside. But when you're ready to use it, we store it down here out of the way. So it's very easy to pull out. You just pull it out of this clip system here. And then when you're ready to use it, just put it here and plug it in. There's a 20 amp service here. And the nice thing about the induction cooktops is they heat water or they heat your food very fast. We don't have any propane. You don't have to worry about filling propane or the potential dangers of propane. All electric for cooking and heating. In the AEONrv, we use a high efficiency 24 volt compressor style fridge. We wanted a large fridge where we could take a lot of food. We like to eat fresh food and have a separate freezer. The fridge is vented in a couple different ways. You can see there's some actually grills here we cut in, and there's some venting behind the shelf here and also up here. That helps the fridge stay at the temperature that you need it. We also install a second fan to also blow air across the condenser and back just to keep it more efficient as well. And then finally, we provide, as part of our integrated system, an actual RV sensor. This is both delivers temperature as well as barometric pressure and humidity, and you can monitor your fridge temperature remotely. So we really like that as well. For monitoring all the systems, including the electrical system, your water system, and even temperatures, we use the Victron Energy Serbo GX. We provide this touchscreen here, and you can go through various menus here and look at different conditions like the level of the fresh water or the gray water tank. As I mentioned, what's going on with your inverter, you can turn it off and on, things like that. And all this information is also available by displaying it on your phone as well. So makes it very easy. Any type of device, you can display all the information from the Serbo GX. For heating and cooling, we primarily use the mini split back here. But in addition, we have ducted hot air heating, and it's controlled by this dial right here. It's from a company, it's an S-Bar gas air heater. And with this little dial here, you can turn it on, turn it off, or it has all kind of the ability to program it to come on in different temperatures or different times or whatever. And you can see it's ducted down here. So you have hot water here, not hot water, hot air here with a vent. And then it's also ducted over here where you can actually use this as a gear drying room. And finally, there's a duct in the gear garage in an area I call the boot warming area, so you can actually have hot air going into the gear garage as well. One of the key features in the kitchen that we really like is this pull-out pantry. We like to go and take lots of food along with us. This pantry makes it very convenient, so when you're cooking or prepping food, you can have all your food, your oils right here in this nice lockable pantry, and it locks away. And then when you need to get rid of your waste, we have a slide out garbage or recycle. We can put recycle bins here, and we find that very useful when we're cooking as well. Here you see our dinette. Our dinette is designed really has to serve a number of functions. Obviously, you can use it for just eating or hanging out with a couple people, very comfortable. But it also can actually make into a bed, and it makes into a bed in a couple different options. This table comes off and drops down here, and then we have an extra cushion that fits in, and this slides over and makes a nice bed that's comfortable for one person, maybe one kid. But it also has flip outs that are extra extensions that are right here that clip on these clips, and this will make a bed out even wider, so two kids or even one larger adult can sleep on an angle. So the whole idea is the dinette provides multiple options on how you want to use it. Of course, there's a Lagoon table here that can slide around. And then finally, you see here another Lagoon table mount. So you can actually mount the table over here as well and use it as a stand-up desk for working, or as another prep station when you're prepping food. Overall, the idea is to really provide lots of flexibility and multiple options of how you use the space in the AEONrv. One of the unique things we think about the AEONrv is not only the overall insulation capability, because it's made out of fiberglass reinforced insulated panels, but the sliding lockable insulated door really allows you to shut off for thermal performance any cold air or hot air coming into the living space. We also have this locking sliding door, so when you slide it across, you can lock it here, and that will give you extra security at night, either when you're sleeping in some place where you may be worried about that, or if you're just away for the day, say hiking or skiing, you can lock this off and give you some extra security, peace of mind while you're away. Makes it a little bit harder for someone to get into the vehicle or even know if anyone is inside the vehicle. So that's really a kind of a game changer in our mind. And then you have a couple different ways you can actually secure the door while you're driving. One with this rubber strap, and there's also a pin lock. You can lock it while you're driving as well. Please reach out and contact us if you have any questions. Our website is AEONrv.com, and we'd love to talk to you, answer any questions you may have about the AEONrv. Thanks again, and I'm Jim Ritchie, CEO and co-founder of AEONrv.